Hate it or love it, Jaguar Wright has entered the chat with a few choice words about Claressa Shields. Let's talk about it. They 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 talk about it. Welcome back to She Could Talk to Podcast. I'm your host, Gangalee. Hey. And that's Gangalee on all streaming platforms. If you want to check out my music, look for the red glasses, look for the locks. You tell me if I can rock, okay? Okay. But over here on YouTube, on She Could Talk to Podcast, this is where I react to everything. I react to news, sports, crimes, musicians, politicians, YouTubers, TikTokers. If they're talking about it, I am talking about it, okay? Okay. As you can see, guys, I am back on. We're back at Claressa's house, okay? So we're just gonna say that there. We're back at Claressa's house at this point. But I want to say shout out first of all to my talkers. I want to give you an e-kiss and give you a round of applause because first of all, we are growing. The conversation, a lot of the talkers are joining, so thank you, thank you. We are growing over here, and I want you to all consider possibly joining the membership so we can have more in depth of a conversation. If you get my drift. Consider it. But right now, I want to say thank you because we are growing. And I also want to thank you because you guys keep me in the loop. Y'all send me stuff. Y'all keeping the content going. I'm really single. You guys are single-handedly keeping me going down these rabbit holes. So thank you. I got this. I got a few things around Jaguar Wright. You know, one of my talkers was like, hey, you know, Gangalee, check this out. And tell me what you think. Because, you know, this is what Jaguar Wright was saying about 7 months ago about Claressa and Papoose. And I want to hear your take on it. And I was like, okay, let's send it to me. Let me see it. And I was like, oh, wow. Jaguar had them in the crosshairs. Now, if you don't know who Jaguar Wright is, Philly's own. She's a singer, a neo soul singer. Her album, Chef's Kiss. You know, if you listen to it, listen to the lyrics, the passion, you know that she's a serious artist, right? Things happen. You know, things happen where I don't know. Some people say she's crazy, some people say it's drugs, some people say just overall life. You know, some people say that she don't know what she's talking about on the internet. But I'm just say like this. Fun fact. In a roundabout way, I know Jaguar Wright. I do. Not like that's my homegirl I can call up on the phone. But I know her. Through the music. Through music circles, right? I'll leave it at that. And all I have to say is, what I know of Jaguar Wright is two things, right? I believe her because I've seen her. And a lot of stuff that like she's like, for example, she had mentioned one time about, you know, I guess Diddy being bisexual, or a lot of people in the industry being bisexual, and everybody was like, oh, you always talking about people, you always act like you was there, you were never there, blah blah blah. She was there, and she had a boyfriend and a girlfriend there with her. These are just things I remember. And I'm not lying because she said it herself. She also said it several times that yes, you know, she had her boyfriend and her girlfriend, or was it her husband and her girlfriend? I don't know, with her. Yes. Yes. And you see her, she's very aggressive woman and very passionate, if you will. So yeah. She's one of those people though that sometimes I'd be like, oh my God, how were you there? You know, like she'll be talking like, oh yeah, NBA young boy did such and such, and I'm like, okay, like old school hip hop times, music times, I can see that. But how you there now? Like, you know what I'm saying? So some of the stuff I'd be side eyeing. But is she a woman that knows what she's talking about? I've said this before about Claressa's cousin, and I'll say it again about Jaguar Wright, just in case, you know, some people feel like she's not a good, reliable source. Sometimes a broken clock can be right. I said once a day, but I'm going to say at least twice a day with Jaguar Wright. All right. So without further ado, I want to get into some of the, you know, some bits and pieces of times when Jaguar Wright reacted or gave commentary or shared her opinions and point of views on Claressa Shields and Papoose. So let's get into it. It's the two of us.
We can make it if we try. Just with Remy Ma, look in your mirror. Look at Remy Ma. He's just the two of us and whoever he's reporting to. Because I'm telling you now, after this relationship farce business with you, trying to transfer the Black Love brand to you and him, he's your handler, girl. Wake up and smell the coffee or the smelling salts. Because that's what you responded at. You get knocked out and you get the smelling salt. Wake up. Somebody get this hoe the smelling salts. He's a swish.
Damn.
I just wish Remy would tell the truth about it.
Well, Remy did say
Tell
something.
the truth about it, Remy. Tell the truth that you figured out that this nigga was your handler. Everybody knows that he's down with the Masonic temple. He's doing the handshakes. He's making the symbols. He's Shluminati up. If he's lost control of Remy, all they gonna do is give him another person to handle. And now here you are, Claressa, with no real boxing record, and you already looking just a little bit punch drunk.
Damn.
Like, how about rather than trying to check Remy Ma, you start checking your cognitive abilities? Pap could body double for Claressa. Y'all act like I'm playing.
Oh, wow. So, okay,
She's a very
wait a
handsome
minute.
girl.
Wait a minute. Because I had to make sure I was catching what I was catching. So I'm going to go back a bit. Let's go back a bit one more time.
Wake up and smell the coffee or the smelling salts. Because that's what you responded at. You get knocked out and you get the smelling salt. Wake up. Somebody get this hoe the smelling salts. He's a swish.
Damn.
So right there, I was like, what does that mean? Because she said, he's a swish. And the guy that's interviewing her said, damn. So I had to kind of look really quickly and be like, what is a swish? Just to make sure I'm not misinterpreting anything or missing anything. And it says clearly, so it's several meanings for it. So British English means impressively smart and fashionable. Dinner at a swish hotel, right? So it means like nice, upscale perhaps. English, U.S. English. Swish means a gay man with an ostentatiously affected, flamboyant, or feminine manner. I could put the English and British together and say a gay man impressively smart and fashionable. So that's interesting. Now, am I saying that Papoose is that? No, I'm not saying that, guys. Okay, let's continue.
I just wish Remy would tell the truth about it.
Well, Remy did say
Tell
something.
the truth about it, Remy.
Yeah,
Tell
Remy
the
did
truth
say
that you
something.
figured out that this nigga was your handler. Everybody knows that he's down with the Masonic temple. He's doing the handshakes. He's making the symbols. He's Shluminati up. If he's lost control of Remy, all they gonna do is give him another person to handle. And now here you are, Claressa, with no real boxing record, and you already looking just a little bit punch drunk.
Damn.
Like, how about rather than trying to...
And I will say this. Jaguar Wright be speaking some ish. She talks that sugar, honey, iced tea. However, sometimes I feel like you can state the facts without, like, Am I making any sense? I hope I'm making sense.
check Remy Ma, you start checking your cognitive abilities. Pap could body double for Claressa.
Like that.
Y'all act like I'm playing.
Like that. Where's my laugh? Wait a minute. Like that. I had to hit the laugh one more time. It's like, you can say what you're saying, but she'd be like, uppercut, gut shot. That's how Jaguar Wright comes through.
She's a very handsome girl. I think I should welcome her properly. You know, I find it interesting that all of these girls who are in all of these online beefs all got either a project coming out or threatening to put a project out.
Not threatening.
It's wild. It's like they're taking all of this weirdo gossip and, you know, they're doing it for clout. What did Clarissa do?
So they were like asking her in the chat, like, well, what's going on? Like, well, how do you feel about Claressa Shields? And so she was basically saying, like, I don't like those girls that, they're using all this like fake beef and stuff and this stuff for clout to kind of promote albums or threatening to put out albums or projects, right? So in Clarissa's instinct, I believe she was referring to the movie last year, like, because everything kind of happened right before the movie dropped, right? So I guess they were looking to use that hype for it. Excuse me. And remember, even Charlemagne said that. Charlemagne was like, yeah, when everything went down, I hit Clarissa up. I was like, you better use that to promote the movie. And remember, she was like, I'm in a different tax bracket. I don't need to use that to promote my movie. Remember? So this was Jaguar Wright's theory that, these girls always try to put beef up, some drama up when they have a project they're promoting. And so somebody said, well, what did Clarissa do? Like, right, that's the girl's name, Drea Osho. So Drea Osho is where I got this from. So shout out to you, Drea. Let me give you a clap there. I took a little snippet from this live right here. So Drea said, what did Clarissa do?
She decided to become a part of a farce that is destroying what black family looks like. Like, the simple fact that she thinks any of the stuff that she's doing, going back and forth with Remy, when Pap is still married and they have a small child, and now she talking about she want to have babies. Why?
Exactly.
Why? Why does somebody as punch drunk as you want to have a kid so you can be around more people that are smarter than you? Like, it's just no. I'll never forget I was sitting with one of your fans and they was talking about you and bragging about you and how strong you are and how you can do anything and how quick you are and fast you are. And then I pulled up that TV show with The Rock that happened during the pandemic where you look like a whole bum.
I have the footage. We will be reviewing that footage after this. Jaguar Wright and my talker sent me there. And so you guys will be sliding down this rabbit hole with me. Let's continue, shall we?
You was 4 months off a fight.
Let's go back
Have
a
a kid
bit.
so you can be around more people that are smarter than you. Like,
I have
it's
this
just
footage
no.
coming up too.
I'll never forget I was sitting with one of your fans and they was talking about you and bragging about you and how strong you are and how you can do anything and how quick you are and fast you are. And then I pulled up that TV show with The Rock that happened during the pandemic where you look like a whole bum.
That
You was 4 months
bum.
off a fight.
Damn,
You
Jaguar.
should have still had at least enough stamina to be able to do an obstacle course. And a white girl beat you there too. And the black girl. You ain't nothing what you say you are. You plant. You ain't nothing but a plant.
So that's something that I've been hearing circling around too. So tell me how you guys feel about that, right? So for example, industry plants, they're saying that there's people that are groomed, they're raised, in some instances, they're even taken away from their family and raised for a specific skill. President, singer, politics, gymnastics, athletes, And if you look at some stories, go back and look, you can see where, they took them to raise them for a specific thing, like football or rapping, right? And then when you see them just blow up, or they have like this well put together, this well polished story, rising star, overnight celebrity story, from the started out the mud story, right? We kind of like the Cinderella story, right? But one day I was saying to myself, like, and not just to myself, people, we've been having this conversation, like, suppose Clarissa was an industry plant. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. How many women boxers had a Netflix documentary about them doing anything? going to the Olympics, just training for a fight. So she got a Netflix documentary highlighting her going to the Olympics, and then got a full-fledged movie, biopic about her life within the same decade. That gives industry plant vibes to me. Is some other famous industry plants out right now that people are accusing of being industry plants, but no one's never really talked about sports, right? There was a guy that said he was a woman now and he was swimming, industry plant, right? The Olympian boxer, I believe it was, who was born a male but fought in the Olympics as a woman boxer, industry plant. Do you see where I'm going with this? So it's basically people that they groom for a specific thing, right? And I always said that, and the only reason why I didn't really say that too much is because it's boxing. And I was like, really, do sports really do this? But it's the industry. And then I just said, several times I said it, but like, nah. And I'm like, if I didn't know any better, Claressa could definitely fit the bill of an industry plant. But anyway, let's continue.
And I'm going to prove it. And that's why you're with Pep. Because he's a plant. I figure I'm going to give you something relevant to go back and forth about, so you can mind your business and stay out of this family that's being ripped to shreds by the media. For that little girl to see. I'm not doing it for them. I'm not even doing it for their fake black love campaign. I'm doing it for real black love. Because our people should not be this invested in seeing the desecration of black families.
And I agree. Let me give her a clap for that one.
So since you want to use it for clout, little plant, greatest plant of all time, I'm not calling you no goat. You the gope. The greatest plant of all time. Probably not even that. Let's give you something relevant to talk about. I think that because lies work for everybody else, that they can work for them too, and they can be all that they can be in the YouTube army.
So she's basically saying, I was kind of cutting through it, and she was just saying like she's gonna go live or go on do an episode exposing things that she know about Claressa Shields. So I didn't really get that far. I couldn't really find anything in depth about that, but she's basically saying that that's the reason why Claressa came over to YouTube and trying to kind of build up her presence on YouTube is because it's worked for others. And then she was saying that, she felt because some people lie and, do a facade, which I'm not going to say is just, like Claressa's a liar and no one else isn't. The industry is shady. If we haven't learned anything in 2025, we learned that a lot of people do something strange for some change in this industry, man and woman. We can all agree there, right? So she said just because she's seen lies work for others, she's trying to get in on that and, kind of get her piece and get her shine.
I'm clocked in. And I'm about to clock your tea, Claressa.
Every time this
because you're a fraud.
It said to me.
You're a 30-year-old fraud, and I know. I've been talking to some people in the boxing world. The world that you're supposed to care about. The world that made you relevant to know in the first place. You got a fight coming up. Handpicked. Funny. It's not the fight you should be fighting, is it?
So that's not the fight she should be fighting. I'm telling you. Jaguar Wright. She's one of those people that they be like, oh, she's crazy, blah, blah, blah. But, so, there's a little bit of truth in there. So I don't 100% take her, like, as factual. But because I've been around this woman in real life, and I know how she rolls, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. But now let's go here. So Jaguar Wright mentioned that Claressa in 2020, 4 months off of a fight, did like a American Gladiator type of thing, right? Fun fact, the other person that I always kind of you know, because they remind me of each other to some degree, and I can't really pinpoint it as of yet. A lot of you get upset with me and say, "Oh, they're nothing alike." Really? They're not. But Krishan Rock. Let's take the zodiac sign out of it or whatever. But I see a little bit of similarity there. But fun fact, Krishan Rock did a show like this as well, and she won, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that's what kind of like set her, gave her a couple of like a big jackpot. She moved to California or lived in California after that and was able to kind of set up shop because she won the Gladiator show or something like a Gladiator show. Look it up because she's an athlete too. So that's what I'm saying. It's not just because of, oh, the Blueface thing and, he had another girl and I'm comparing them in that regard. Like they're both athletic. They're both women that are passionate about sports, and then both got caught up by dudes and took them off their correct path. Now, Claressa not so much as Krishan, but here we go. Let's see how Claressa did in the sports show that Jaguar Wright mentioned. I never seen it before, but because she mentioned it, I said, down the rabbit hole I go, and I wanted to find it. So let's continue. So of course now, because YouTube, I love you. So this is Mount Olympus, and they're doing like a what is it? A track, obstacle course. There we go. So they're both athletes. I mean, both Olympians. Excuse me. And that's Shantae in the red and Claressa in the black. And this is what Jaguar Wright was talking about. He said, Shantae is strong. She's already to the summit. Shantae got that lower body strength.
Switch muscle fibers. Boom.
They said, but why is she so incredible? They say, you saw the way she's been competing in this game. She is the eye of the tiger, talking about Shantae. And that's Claressa. That's
I think she was expecting such a tough course. Mount Olympus has the champ on the ropes.
So I said Claressa was on the ropes. So this is what Jaguar Wright was talking about when she said that, Claressa says she's always the fastest, she's the strongest, she can beat you. And maybe she's referring to just boxing, but
Shields struggling at this moment in time to be able to lower that sky bridge so that she can get over.
So it's like sometimes they feel like athletes and your athleticism can convey to other sports. Shantae is out of there. Where the hell is Shantae at?
Of all time, without a doubt. But here in the Titan Games, it's a whole new level of skill that
they said she's the greatest of all time without a doubt, but not here at the Titus Games or the Titans Games. This is no joke.
Over the sky bridge, she's not giving up anytime soon.
Good job. But she's a beast on the ball and chain. So Shantae's basically at the finish line now. She's dragging the ball and chain over her shoulder. Then she got to like break this stone open. She's in shape though. She's no joke. So this is what Jaguar Wright was talking about. Jaguar Wright said, like she was talking to one of her fans, and I guess they were like, oh, she's the fastest, she's the strongest, she could do anything, in addition to boxing as well. Like she's an athlete. And then they said, yeah, they thought so too. And then The Rock invited her on this show, and she lost to another Olympian, who I guess is not a boxer, but I get it. So she's a mom that won. That's her son. And then Claressa Shields didn't win.
Not out. Claressa Shields will get a shot at redemption when she returns as a competitor in the finals for the Central Region.
So the finals for the Central Region then took place. And I got to share a fun fact here. So, because a lot of people say that they did not watch the Fire and Ice movie. I did. I took some time over the holiday to watch it because I figured, hey, at this point, I might as well be informed, right, on everything, Claressa, because she's a hot topic these days. And I'm definitely on the in the trenches of Claressa Shields. So I watched the movie Fire and Ice, or Fire Inside, the movie that came out last year. And one thing that I learned in the movie, did you all know this? Because I learned this by watching the movie. So I don't know how true that is, but there we go. So in the preliminaries for the Olympics, she fought against, was it, oh my God, because she fought again, was it Sullivan? I think the name was. Let me see here. I want to say it was Sullivan. I don't like to be. Let me see here. See, it's not showing me here, but I want to say it was Sullivan. But whoever she was supposed to fight, because I was like the hardest, toughest fighter to fight, right? And this girl was knocking everybody out. She was crushing everyone's feelings. And then now Claressa was doing the same thing. She was knocking everybody, well, not knocking them out, but winning her fight. When I say knocking them out, like they winning their fights. I don't know if they was knocking anybody out, but they were winning their fights. Every fight they got in, they was winning. And then they had to face each other. And the girl beat Claressa, right? And so basically it was like, she's not going to be able to go to the Olympics because, she got beat by the girl. But then her handler at that time, because when I watched the movie, I feel like that lady was a handler. The lady said, oh, well, because the only person that she lost to was, I want to say it was Sullivan. That's going to like get me. Let me see here. Let me see here. It is just not trying to give it to me, y'all. It is not trying to give it to me. But I think the only thing that we could do, Savannah Marshall. There we go. There we go. So Savannah Marshall was no joke. She was boxing up everyone during the prelims. And she lost to Savannah Marshall. But because they said, hey, kind of like, if we're splitting hairs here, we're going to let her go to the Olympics too, because everyone, that lost may not necessarily, Savannah Marshall beat everyone, and so did Claressa. But because Claressa's loss was to Savannah Marshall, she was able to go to the Olympics. It's interesting, but it was something to that effect, right? So even that was a loss that resulted into a win, right? So I guess because it was amateur, people don't really talk about it, or it's not really something, but a loss got her to the Olympics initially. But nonetheless, I don't know if they're all Olympians here, or if they're like just fitness people or whatever, athletes in what capacity, but they're all competing now in the finals. So let's go back a bit. All right.
In the finals for the Central Region.
The excitement of it all. Claressa looks good. To me, I feel like she's in athletic form right here. But can we because I don't do a lot of it, and lately we haven't. So I just want to give her a moment. This wasn't, her best moment in performing. But can we give her a round of applause for how good she looks? Like, let's look at Claressa real quick. Let's look at her. She's playing, and this is a perfect example of, she was on her A game here. She was eating right. She was doing the right things. Look at her face. Look at her skin. Like, she was doing the right things. Her body looks good, right? To the point that she probably felt that she was good enough to come and compete, right? no makeup on because she's in the thick of competing, but she looks good. Can we just take a moment, okay? And that's a telltale sign when you know that we know when we're not doing the right thing for ourselves, because your body will tell you when you need more water. Your body will tell you when it needs more leafy greens. It's for you to recognize it. But I just think I always thought she was a cute girl. Like right here, this was definitely her cute bag. So the loss, I just was curious to see it because Jaguar Wright mentioned it, and it was a terrible loss. But can we at least consolation prize how good she looks?
Once again,
Look at her. Look at her. Look at her belly. Look at her arms.
Titan Arena.
This is the Claressa that I know and love. Not the losing. This is not her arena per se, but like the fitness. And even that passion in her eye, you could see she was disappointed about losing. Like, she's an athlete. Like, I'm not gonna ever we should never take that from her. But yeah. So it's crazy because this is something that I didn't see before until Jaguar Wright brought it. That's what I'm saying. Jaguar Wright is that, I don't know, oracle, if you will. Okay? Because you might think it doesn't make sense. You might think she's a little crazy, but she is the keeper of the information. Because did you all see this show? Did y'all see this show? I didn't until she mentioned it to me. And she said, you look like a bum on the show. Now, to me, I feel like she looked good. She was cute looking on the show, but it didn't really display it wasn't a great display of athleticism. But that's okay. You win some, you lose some. But yeah. Even like right when The Rock hugged her, you could see it was everything in her face not to cry. Look at her. Yeah.
I appreciate you.
But that passion. Yo, I'm going to say it again, too. Claressa, I'm praying for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not BSing, no cap. I'm your YouTube auntie, whether you like me or not. I get it. Some of your relatives, I'm the YouTube auntie. I know my love is tough at times. But I'm sending you a prayer, mama. I'm sending you a prayer. Okay? Because I want to see, as far as looks, we get older. I get it. You were 25 here. I get it. But that body was T, as you be doing. Clock it. Right? The body was T. The focus was in your eye. That passion was there. I would love to see her on February 22nd. What you guys say? But I'm going to leave it there. That passion. Bring her A game back. You know what I'm saying? Bring your A game back. And come back looking like this. Come back looking like this. Look. Look at her. A little light makeup. They did put a little makeup on her, but not too much, but she looked good. Yeah. Now the happiness here, somebody would be like, oh, but she looks happy with Papoose. Let me tell you, the excitement and the newness of it all, you'll be smiling too. The passion, the new sex, you'll be excited too. But then it starts to wear off when you start to realize there's more that's needed in a relationship than just sex, passion, and dressing up for the red carpet. So we'll see. But that one here was very interested. Shout out to my talkers. I'm going to send you an e-kiss. And you all out there, my link is in the bio. If you have anything that you want me to look at, anything you want me to review, send it my way. Send it my way. What else I was going to say here? Yeah, join me in the comments. What did y'all think about that? Do you think Jaguar Wright was onto something? Do you agree, disagree? Is she an oracle or is she a broken clock that is right twice in a day? I don't know. So you guys let me know. And right now, I'm going to tell you to join me in the comments. Don't meet me there, beat me there. But also, I'm going to hit you with the motto and leave you with the brand. If you like anything I do, tell a friend. If you don't like anything I do, tell a friend. And from my lips to your ears, I love you, right? But I need you to love me. So go ahead and hit that like button. When it swipes to the left, hit that hype button, okay? Then go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Join me in the comments. Share it. And tell a friend, and tell a friend. And until next time, it's your girl Gonka Lee, and it's She Could Talk to Podcast, and I'm out. Peace.